What's up, guys? I'm back with the PlayStation camera. Actually, my girlfriend found it, believe it or not. What's up, guys? 21 GT James here. You already know. Yeah, so, I figured I was up real quick, and I was actually on, what's it called? A couple of social media sites. I was actually on a couple of things. And it's a case of, I actually wanted to hop on. I wanted to hop on today, but I actually had a meet. And yeah, one reason I'm kind of just like sitting here, one, this is actually a perfect setup for me, because I got my wall in the background, I got my bed right here, and I'm not really just sitting down. Two, I kind of got spiked today. I don't know how well it'll show. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, it's more towards the back of my ankle. That's a case of I really don't want to pick at it. So I'm kind of just like relaxing, staying off it. I'm gonna go get some band-aids tomorrow. But nonetheless, like I said, I actually did want to turn around. I did want to talk about what has been happening around the league, and especially for the Miami Marlins. In terms of baseball, and honestly, I'm also going to be saying something that is actually going to be hurting, in a sense, a lot of how can I put it? A lot of Angel fans. So I'll actually go ahead and I'll actually start off with that, because it's not necessary, because this will take me like 30 seconds to say. How can I put it? Shiteo Hatani. I think I said his name right. Just Hatani. The Japanese quote-unquote Babe Ruth signed with the Angels to, I think it was a 3-year or 5-year or some $100 million deal. Honestly, guys, I think he's gonna be a bust. Honestly, this is nothing. This is nothing against Atani. I believe that he's honestly a very good talent. I believe that Otani's a very, very solid talent, man. I mean, honestly, I think that Otani probably one of the best stars coming out of Japan currently. But then again, you think about it, a star with this much talent that came out of Japan last, if you guys remember, last person to come out of Japan with this much talent and was this much hype was actually Masahiro Tanaka. If you guys remember, Tanaka, he was so hyped to come out of Japan, 25-0, I believe, multiple Cy Youngs, multiple undefeated seasons. I mean, Tanaka was a beast in Japan, but that's where the difference kind of splits off Japan versus like here. Now I don't have a problem with Atani wanting to be a major league both pitcher and I guess they said outfielder or first baseman, but I mean, honestly, I think that outfield for Los Angeles is pretty, like, and if you think about it, it's pretty locked up. But because obviously you got an MVP candidate in Trout in center pretty much every freaking game, guys. Let's be real on that. You got Trout out in center. You got Calhoun and you got Upton. And I mean, the only real place that I think he would be able to play, and I don't even know where the hell they have him listed, because he's not listed as a pitcher, and he's not necessarily listed on the roster. Or maybe he's starting off in the prospects. Honestly, I think that would probably be the best thing for him. To start off in the prospects, because honestly, yes, he can play obviously a starting pitcher role, but I mean, the real problem that you run into is him starting in a starting pitching role. You know, would he play the field the next game? Would he DH? Like, what's up with Pujols? What's up with what's up with that first base situation? What's up with and honestly, it's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And honestly, I'm gonna say it like this: I really don't think that the Angels really need him as a first baseman or a third baseman. I think they really, honestly, need him as a pitcher. And I get it. A lot of people in Japan, they called him the Japanese Babe Ruth, and he definitely had a very good showing against the MLB team in what is it? In the Japan series. But let's remember, folks, that's the Japan series. Some of those guys were all-stars. Some of those guys were just thrown in and just wanted to, get some playing time or whatnot. I mean, Eric Kratz, not necessarily a all-star, but you did have like Evan Longoria out there. You had Altuve. I think you had Lorenzo Cain. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, like, honestly, I don't really think, like, oh, is he really going to be this next big thing that everybody's hyping him up to be? Honestly, I think all the hype is just, in my opinion, I think it's all going to blow away. I think, again, he's just going to be a big bust. No offense. It's not even a case of, like, I don't think he's a bad star. Like, believe me, I believe he was really good in Japan. I never really saw his numbers, but honestly, he need to be called the Japanese Babe Ruth. That's awesome in Japan, but coming over to the majors is definitely going to be a different ball game, especially when you turn around and, Angels, I forget what their season is going to be, who they are facing this season in terms of for the Angels, also in terms of NL competitors. I believe it's everybody faces their fellow division, so I definitely know that they're going to be facing the NL West. So obviously you're going to have a lot of stacked lineups. You're going to have Arizona out there, you're going to have Colorado, you're going to have Los Angeles, obviously, and you're also even gonna have the addition in San Francisco, who honestly added a hell of a lot of bats. That's this offseason. Adding Longoria, adding what the hell else did they add? They just traded for him. I think they just traded with them for the Marlins. I forget. Shit, that's my fault, guys. Hang on, I'll pull it up. But no, it's But yeah, you can make the argument that San Diego is a good hitting team. But they just got back, what's his name? They just got back Headley, so is that gonna provide a spark? Honestly, you never know. Who did they just pick up? Longoria and McCutchen. There you go. Why the hell was that making it so fucking difficult for me? Like, why was I, like, how the hell could I forget that? McCutchen, of all people. But, honestly, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, folks. Alright, let's keep that in mind. Alright, now, why the hell is it not a bad thing? In that he's gonna be, facing the NL West. It's going to be a test, because definitely facing against the NL teams, and definitely facing off against even teams in the American League, such as the Indians, the Yankees, going up, especially since the Yankees added Stanton into their lineup. Honestly, Toronto, even still with Tulowitzki and Donaldson, and if they sign back Bautista, but was highly doubtly, folks. Otani is getting a minor league contract. Alright, so my bad on that, guys. I thought he was just gonna be brought up, but they're gonna season him a little bit, but that's alright. But yeah, no. So how can I put it? It's like I said. I believe in a lot of things about this guy. I really do. I definitely want to see how he does down in the minors. I definitely think that he is going to be using a lot of seasoning. Do I think that he's going to turn around? Is he going to come back up this season? Maybe, maybe not. Honestly, I think it's really going to depend on how he develops down in the minor leagues. So you never really know. So now it's about the team that this video is pretty much really about. And it's a case of, okay, everybody's going to be pissed off when I say this, and I understand why. Especially Miami fans. What Jeter is doing is not the wrong thing. Now, I know what everybody's saying. Oh, what the hell do you mean? It's not a good thing. it's a bad thing what he's doing. How can I put this? The reason this isn't a bad thing is because Jeter knows that he's rebuilding. Like, we all know that the Miami Marlins are just rebuilding. So what is he doing? He's just getting away. He's just, pretty much, he's starting from scratch, really. And honestly, he's probably, if I know Jeter, he's probably going to pick one guy to build behind. I mean, it's probably not going to be Castro, as much as it kills me to say that. It's probably not going to be Castro. The reason it's not going to be Castro is probably more obvious than we think. The reason it's not going to be Castro is because, honestly, Castro wants out of there, man. Castro said it. And honestly, I think we all could have probably have told that, and this is going to be a low blow a little bit, we all could have told that Miami's hopes died, right, as soon as Fernandez died. Right, and again, that I know, that's harsh of me to say, I know, but in a sense, it's also true. Because with Fernandez and Stanton on the same team, you definitely had a lot of aspects coming through. You definitely had Gordon at the top of the lineup, definitely making noise. You had Stanton batting third. You had Yelich coming through. Well, you had Ozuna. You had everything coming through. If you're the Marlins, and then pretty much, that incident comes through, and it's like you don't really have an ace, and then you sign Wei Chen, expect him to pretty much, I guess you could say, provide a spark. But I mean, it's like you can't really get a spark from a guy who's like a number 3 reliever. So then, and pretty much that moved, who was really their ace this year? Like, nobody was really an ace this year. It was just a case of, just do what you can. And it's like the prospects for the Marlins, I mean, the Miami Marlin prospect organization is not the worst. So they definitely got that going, and they definitely got a lot. And if you realize something about all the trades Jeter made, he got prospects in return. And, I mean, hell, look at the, let's take a look at the Brewers trade. It was Yelich for Lewis Brinson, Monte Harris, and, Isan Diaz and Jordan and Yamamoto. I believe that is 3 prospects. And it's not bad because, and the reason it's not bad is, like I said, Jeter's building the farm system, and it's pretty much something that 2 teams that have done, and honestly, they have been successful these past couple of years. The Cubs, it's what they did with Rizzo, what they did with Bryant, what they did with everybody, and they made the right moves. Astros, same thing with Springer, same thing with what's his name, Correa, same thing with Altuve even. And you think of how long Altuve's been with that team. Honestly, they've developed that team. They brought in a couple of veterans, perfect. Like, am I saying the Marlins are a contender this year? Absolutely not. There's no star power. There really isn't. I mean, there's no Lorenzo Cain. Not Lorenzo Cain. I just saw him sign to the Brewers. There's no Yelich. There's no Stanton. There's no D. Gordon. There's no Marcell Ozuna. You know what I'm saying? And as much as it kills me to say that, man, and like, yes, that sucks to say it, that the fact that the Marlins, they have no star power, when every year they're promised to do really, really well because they have a really, really good roster, but they just underperform, man. And that's what sucks about them, and I feel kind of bad. Because they're promised to be good, but I mean, the aspects just aren't there. I mean, like I said, the question, honestly, I think if I know Jeter, what he's going to do is he's either, he's going to build around someone, or he's just going to try and develop everybody. Yeah, I mean, there's really nobody here to build around. I mean, maybe Realmuto? Oh, maybe Justin Bour, maybe? But I mean, it's a case of, like, you think about it, what Jeter did is not the wrong thing to do. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm a Yankee fan, and I'm saying that because, Jeter's Jeter. I'm saying that because, honestly, Jeter knew what he was getting into as soon as he bought the Marlins organization, rebuilt. So what did he do? He deconstructed the entire team, got rid of everybody. And he's starting fresh, alright? It's not a bad thing, alright? Bour, he's gonna get the star power that he deserves.
There's probably going to be batting 3 or 4 in that Miami role. Oh, Wayne Chen, he's definitely, like I said, going to be that 3 or 4 starter. David Phelps, honestly, I couldn't tell you what he's going to do. Ooh, because, I mean, he's really... I'd say Phelps. My bad. Phelps is really a hit or miss. Brad Ziegler, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what everybody does. But honestly, the 2 guys that I think this team is really going to be focused around this year is going to be JT Realmuto, and it is also going to be Justin Bour, and potentially if Starlin Castro doesn't get traded, definitely think Castro is going to have a big impact on this team as well at that second base position. And Prado, he's going to get done when he needs to get done, and then JT Riddle. Wow, they got JT Riddle and JT Realmuto. Oh, because that's not fucking confusing. And JT Riddle, he might do something. And I mean, you honestly never know. And there's definitely going to be a lot of spots that open up in terms of even the outfield. Well, because I mean, definitely a lot of players are going to be moved around, and definitely a lot of players, because right now on the active roster right now, they have Lewis Brinson and I think that is Magnarius Sierra, put those guys in center field. Honestly, both of them listed as their only outfielder, so obviously somebody's going to have to move to the outfield, maybe whether it's Prado, whether it's Riddle, whether it's even Dietrich. Like, honestly, you never know. And like I said, pretty much you think of it like this. It's not a bad thing, alright? Yelich, he got traded to the Brewers. I believe it was... Ozuna is now on the Cardinals. Yep. Ozuna's on the Cardinals. And then you got... trying to remember. Shit, my bad. Oh, there we go. We got you got Stanton to the Yankees. And like I said, they're getting rid of star power, so that way, honestly, maybe they get picks or something like that. Maybe they get a first overall pick. And I know, like, the prospect draft doesn't really mean that much in baseball, but it definitely does look forward to the future. And look at what it's brought through. Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, even in Jersey boy guys, Frazier. I mean, you name it. That prospect draft has definitely had an impact, and I definitely think that Jeter's just looking forward to, just getting the guys who he knows is going to have potential. And it's going to be interesting to see. It truly is. And I think that, honestly, a lot of, my bad, guys. A little tired. But, like I said, I think a lot of people are just, a little bit set back, and it's a case of, like, a lot of people were like, why the hell is he doing this? Why is he getting rid of Stanton? Well, I mean, Stanton, they wanted to get rid of the contract. I could probably almost guarantee that's why they wanted to get rid of Stanton. But then you turn around and then you look at why did they get rid of Yelich? Then you realize, why did you get rid of Ozuna? Why did you get rid of, the entire core? It's a case of, like I said, Jeter kind of knows that this is a rebuilding team, and it's a case of he wants to try and rebuild from scratch. Like, no Yelich, no Gordon, there you go, no Ozuna, no Stanton. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this Marlins team really fares out over the next couple of years. Obviously, I don't think they're going to be making any playoff appearances within the next 3 years. Obviously, free agency is going to be heavy in the next couple of years. There's obviously, I believe, I think Kimbrel might be an upcoming free agent. I know, I'm trying to remember who's still in this class really this year. And it's a case of, like, who, could they really sign anybody? Yeah, that's big. And the question is, like, who's really available? And if you look at it, like, the top free agent, I mean, you look at some of the top up guys right now. You got Hosmer, you got JD, you got as I'm looking, you got Moustakas, you got Nunez. I mean, honestly, Nunez, maybe sign him, build around him. You got Lucroy, obviously probably not. Frazier, I doubt the Yankees are probably going to bring him back. Sorry, guys. Neil Walker, obviously probably not. Cargo, obviously, big name free agent. in Carlos Gomez. You got Logan Morrison, who honestly, that might not be a bad fit either. But then again, like I said, you gotta think about Justin Bourne a little bit on that end. Mitch Moreland, who signed. Oh, my bad. Brandon Phillips. There we go. Brandon Phillips. Honestly, he could definitely do a lot of damage. Maybe bring Matt Holiday back to the back to the NL. Joey Bats, like I said, possibly Yunel Escobar. Right now, I think the main thing that they need to look at right now, in terms of positions, really, is honestly to get that last outfield spot. Right. Now the question is, who would it be? Or honestly, just possibly sign someone and maybe just build around them. And who knows? Like I said, maybe get Nunez, sign him, put him over at third base, and then see what you can do with the outfield. Maybe move JT Riddle to the outfield. I mean, you never really know. What is a possibility for these guys in the Marlins organization, and see how it's gonna pan out throughout the future. So honestly, it's definitely, like I said, it's gonna be interesting for the Marlins. It's definitely gonna be interesting. For the Angels as well. Also, honestly, I'm definitely looking forward to this MLB season. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Just double checking, making sure nothing else happened. K-Rod. Whew. Shit, I'm tired. K-Rod is with the Phillies. I don't know if anybody heard about that, but yeah, that deal was finalized about a day ago. So if you didn't hear that, guys, you hear it from me now. So, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And guys, I definitely do appreciate it, guys, for all your sports news, all your sports talks and everything, and all your sports breakdowns. Make sure you come right here, guys, because I definitely do, like I said, I do speak the truth, I do speak my opinion, and I do kind of speak from a fan perspective, and I also kind of, break it down in ways that pretty much really make you think, and, this actually kind of makes sense. And again, it's, guys, when I hop on here, I have no favorite teams. Alright, nobody. When I come on here, I'm a sports broadcaster. I'm giving you guys my opinion. I'm giving you guys my opinions. I'm telling you guys pretty much, what I think is pretty much, unbiased, all that shit. Okay, so, guys, like I said, for all your sports news, all your sports talks, guys, this is the place to be. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I definitely do appreciate it. Guys, if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And guys, I will talk to you guys probably really soon, actually, because I know Royal Rumble's tomorrow, or Royal Rumble's later, so honestly, really soon you guys will talk to me. So, guys, like I said, thank you so much for tuning in, and guys, I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.